Welcome, everybody. My name is Colleen Lemma. A lot of you already know who I am. Some of you don't. I'm going to just give a very brief introduction. I am an intuitive reader utilizing Akashic Records. I'm a professional astrologer. I read name vibration. I utilize the clairs and receive messages from a person's angels and guides. I am also a healer doing Reiki, past life regression. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. And I teach a lot of different workshops, classes, lectures, and do guided meditations and whatnot on a whole lot of different subject matter. I've been doing my metaphysical spiritual work for over 22 years. And I've been doing the Cards and Coffee event well over a year. I can't even remember when it was started. But this is one of those free or by love offering events that I can offer to people. Some of the guided meditations are also free of charge. My YouTube channel has weekly and monthly intuitive readings for the collective that's free of charge. So I offer a lot for you that is not a paid event so that you can benefit from it. I am going to pass it over to my beautiful client, student, and friend, Mary, who graciously took over because Kathy, which some of you know if you've been here before, Kathy came down with a sinus infection and she thought she was going to be better. And then late last night, she told me she was not feeling better. She couldn't make it. And I had to scurry around and try to find somebody to take her place for this particular Cards and Coffee. So I'm going to let Mary introduce herself and then we'll talk a little bit about the energies of the collective. Mary?
Hey everybody, good morning. My name is Mary Wade. I'm an intuitive reader as well as Reiki healer and home baker. I have a couple of different businesses, Heart Song Holistic, where I offer visionary holistic coaching as well as my intuitive readings and healings. Um, I also have Heart Song Creations, where as an artist and home baker, I offer those creations to my local community as well. I'm really excited for this opportunity to be on this event with Colleen. I've known Colleen for, I don't know what, 5 years now. Whenever I went through a major spiritual awakening, I was immediately led to her. And I've been a student of hers and close friends for a long time now. I've been an intuitive reader professionally for the last 2 years, and I I am open for personal readings, healings, etc.
Okay, thanks, Mary. So yes, we got a wonderful gem here in the midst. You can also find me, I forgot to say, on my website, Sacred Soul Empowerment, if anybody wonders how to check out my services. But when I tuned in to the collective, which is what we do here, we talk a little bit about the collective energies, give a couple messages, and then Mary and I will choose people from the Zoom audience to do some mini readings for. Of course, we can't get through everybody in an hour, so we just kind of let spirit guide us to that. But remember again that messages can come through the readings for the other people. Messages can come in the messages of the collective that we're about to share with you. And by the way, let me say this now so I don't forget after when we're done. The next Cards and Coffee event, because we do it monthly, is going to be on February 9th. So it's always on a Sunday. It's always at 11 a.m. Eastern time, but February 9th is the next Cards and Coffee. So one thing, well, I think the most important thing is that we're in a new year, right? And every year we have a different kind of vibration of energy. Last year, in a nutshell, let's just use one word here, it was all about empowerment. It was all about us owning our power, taking back our power, empowering ourselves. Now we're in 2025 and it's got a different vibration. It's not as kind of like masculine or even third dimensional earthly. It's more spiritual, it's more feminine, it's a more yin energy, it's a more flowing energy. So for the collective, this is going to be a year of surrender and faith and
Mhm.
trust and flow. And it's going to be about humanitarian energies, energies of selfless service to humanity, coming together with people of like mind to kind of create a better world, if you will, or to pay attention to the future and what it is that we need to do to um, make the planet more sustainable or better. In fact, one of the messages I got for the collective was protecting the future. And I don't know if you can even see that, but it's got a little dragon on it. And we're still in the year of the dragon, the Chinese year of the dragon, until the end of this month of January. But this is about protecting the future. And that was one of the messages that came in. Um, we also have a full moon. Let me just mention that too, since I'm an astrologer. We have a full moon on Monday. And full moons are always a magnification and intensification of our emotions, our feelings, our empathy, our um, things that do with memories and our subconscious. And this particular full moon happens to be in its home sign of Cancer. And Cancer does rule emotions, and Cancer does rule our intuition and empathy. It also rules home and family. And this particular full moon in Cancer might bring up some stuff within the home and family arena, magnify those energies, magnify those emotions surrounding those energies. And along with that full moon, we've got a planet filtering his energy through the sign of Cancer as well, which is Mars. And that's associated with this full moon in Cancer as well. So it's activating a lot of emotional healing, if you want to just kind of simplify things. So we're in a time right now with this full moon coming up that's amplifying emotional healing, emotional purging, releasing. Things from our subconscious, old patterns, old stories that we no longer need to carry because we're now in a new year. We're in this fresh start and fresh new beginning, but this is going to be more about surrender, faith, and trust than it is about action and pushing something to happen. It doesn't mean you can't take action. It doesn't mean you can't, you know, make something happen in your life. For sure, you can, but it's going to be more about do you have faith and trust? Connecting with your spiritual higher soul self, connecting more with universe, God, source, creator, whatever you want to term that energy. It's going to be more about maybe kind of putting your energy towards a relationship with your angels and guides a little bit more. So some of the messages, and I'll try to go through them quickly because I know Mary wants to share a little bit too, and then we have to pick some people to do a mini reading. But some of the keywords that came up for the collective, well, we already talked about letting go, surrendering and letting go is part of this year. Don't feel like don't feel like you have to be so like contained in your energy. It's more like this creative, spiritual, free flowing sort of energy. The opposite side of that coin is we might need to work on having better boundaries because our boundaries might not be so great as we move into this year. They really showed water. They kept showing me water and they kept showing me like a full moon. So, not just the full moon that's coming up on Monday, but I want to say the eclipses, the lunar eclipses of 2025 and the solar eclipses of 2025. Pay attention to where they might fall, where they're falling in your astrological chart, if you can somehow find that out, so that you know what's going to be activated for release and what's going to be activated for initiation with that full moon energy. With all the water they were showing me, again, this is the emotional realm, the feeling realm. So, again, just that reiteration that we're doing a lot of healing. They gave me prayer, contemplation. They gave me calming the energy within yourself. They even showed me this connection to music. Now, that can be real time, everyday music that's calming for your soul. But I also feel like there was a connection to the music of the heavens, which,
Right.
you might actually hear it as music, but it's more like the magic to me. It's like the magic and miracles, the music of the heavens was sort of the message with that. Um, being in a space of unconditional love. That's what this year is about too. Unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness. So being in your heart chakra was really important. And then lastly, they were talking about, which we have every year, but downloads and sacred information and revelations and things that we're going to be coming more and more into our awareness. We're going to be able to be more spiritually attuned to them, um, especially those that maybe are just awakening. You're going to find your psychic senses, intuitive senses, healing abilities, creative abilities opening more and more. So, Mary, I'm going to pass it to you if you want to bounce off of that and anything that you got for the collective.
Absolutely. As you were speaking, I was shuffling and cards started falling out, and two of the cards that came out of my plant deck, I work with plants quite a lot, were agrimony and burdock. And this agrimony card, speaks to me, the changing of the year, going into following more of the spiritual guidance. Here I'm seeing like self-empowerment and confidence growing through seeing this connection to spirit and having guides and other guides that may be spiritual guides but also may be physical guides in your life, being there with you to support you, but breaking through and growing through the perhaps intensity of last year. With last year being so much about empowerment, sometimes that can feel very pressurized. And to me, that card was really reflecting, if it feels heavy, it's time to let it go. If it feels heavy on your shoulders, if it feels like, man, every day I'm pushing, every day I'm having to fight against this, is it something that you need in your life? Is it something that really lets you glow? Something that I also noticed in the burdock card was all of this yellow, this solar plexus. Um, One of the things that's really always a key light for me is shine your light. And this that solar plexus chakra going up through the heart, through the throat to share your own personal message in whatever media that may be, whether it be through artistic expression of your writing, your painting, your service to the world. What does that look like? Because as we're moving forward, there's going to be so much revolving around community and building authentic community so that things don't feel so heavy, so that there is support and there is network, so that whenever things do get intense energetically, physically in your face, there are connections that are healthy and authentic for you that can support you. And it's not that you're putting your things on them, it's that they're happy to support you because it's a very good interdependence, between beings. Another card that came up was the Cronin Winter. And yes, we are still in winter. We're at the beginning of winter, actually. And though the sun is just starting to grow in the sky more and more, we're in this reflective time. And so this is a really good time to be feeling in your body. What is heavy? Is it something physical in your body? Because a lot of times these energies, when they become so heavy and dense, start manifesting in your body as symptoms of different things. This is asking you to reflect, what feels heavy in my life? What feels perhaps even toxic in my life? Is there a way that I can give just a little less to that? Even if I can't cut it out of my life, purify it completely out of my life. I'm drawing back to the dandelion in this burdock card. What can I do to at least diminish my energy output to this, so that I can be stronger, so I can start kind of detoxifying my body so it can be more in that feminine space in safety, so that it can flow, so that it can flourish. And then the last card that came up, which I thought was so beautiful, was ripen. And the thing that I love about this card is, she has all of these colors around her. She's blooming through all of the chakras. She's really shining. And, to me, I see her hair and I'm like, she's got wild hair and she don't care because she's blooming, she's blossoming, she has butterflies around her, she is blessed. And who gives a crap? Like she is herself, she's shining. And because of that, she is beautiful, because she knows that she has that on the inside. And from my own personal journey, I would say that, being able to shine your light from your true authenticity, not where you're shining your light of, oh, I am of worth because I do this. No, it's because I love myself and I love the gifts that I am offering. You're filling your own cup up first. You shine a different kind of light whenever you're in that space. And so it's time to let the heaviness go so that you can ripen into your soul's fullest expression in this lifetime. And this is the year. I really feel that. And I've felt that since the moment we changed into 2025. I was like, whoa, I like this energy. I can dig that. I can work with that. So I that's what I got just real quickly off the top.
I'm going to bounce really quick off of, what Mary said too, is that if we add up 2025, numerologically, we get a nine. The number nine is the last number of the single digits. And this means that this year is a year of completion. So it is about healing, releasing, letting go, surrendering, as we all, that Mary and I mentioned here. So we're completing a cycle on a collective level. And we're moving more, as Mary said, I don't remember the term she used, but that year last year of that eight energy was more that authoritative, powerful, empowerment, masculine sort of energy. Now we're in this flowing feminine energy. So we're coming more into our hearts. We're coming more into that love vibration. We're coming more with whatever is going to be occurring on a collective level all over the world, which these things, some of these things are challenging. We've already experienced, what's happening in California. It's helping to move us as a collective towards being more of service,
Mm-hmm.
towards being in that state of love and kindness and support and compassion and empathy. And
Mm-hmm.
that's part of this vibration of this 2025 year as well. And by the
Oh,
way, the end of January, we're going to be moving into the Chinese year of the snake. And to me, snakes always represent transformation.
mhm.
So I think this is going to be a year of some pretty heavy duty transformation energies, both on a collective level and potentially in your personal lives as well. So I always, when Kathy was here, would let Kathy pick the first person to do a reading for. So I'm going to let Mary. Now, if you want a reading, if you're new to this, you can either raise your hand if you're on camera, or you might want to raise your etheric hand if you're not on camera, or even if you are on camera, because there are a lot of people here. And so it's a little hard to like see everybody, even the boxes with the names in them.
Right.
So just, let us know with a hand raised somehow that you would like a reading. And again, not everybody, unfortunately, will be able to be chosen, but I'm going to let Mary go ahead and see who she's guided to. And when we do pick somebody, I'll be asking for your date of birth so I can like do a little bit of your name and birthday vibration energy. Um, I think that's all I want to say. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Shona.
Okay, where is Shona? Shona.
I'm here,
Okay, Shona, can you give us your date of birth?
January 26, 1984.
January 26, 1984. And do you have a specific area of concern or question, or do you want to just see what your angels and guides have to say?
Um, I love life.
I'm sorry?
Love.
Oh, love. Okay. All right, Shona. So I usually let Kathy go first. So I'm going to let Mary go first. Mary, if you want to jump in with anything that you're getting about love for Shona.
Okay. So immediately I was um it feels like there are some challenging energies perhaps in that regard. I mean, immediately, even before you said love, um, it felt like there may be some challenges happening in there right now. And I was using my Dragons deck um, to start with because it felt like some powerful transmutation needed to happen in this space. Um, to help with that. And so the first card that came up was resilience and find your limits. To me, this is, I don't know if you're in a relationship right now or if you're seeking to be in a relationship. But to me, this is asking you to find your limits. How far will you go? How far should you go? Where are your boundaries whenever it comes to love in this space? Um, And then also the card invention and burning with passion came up. Um, do you mind me asking if you currently are in a relationship?
No, I'm just dating right now, but it's just been not going well.
Yeah. So one of the things that kind of was coming to me is, stay resilient in that pursuit, and also finding that love within yourself, passion for yourself in here is going to, help you to shine your light in a way so that your vibration is going to echo out and call out to someone who can appreciate and honor who you are in your entirety. Um, don't fret. Things do happen where we aren't in a relationship, and part of that, there is a reason for that. That is that invitation to seek that love within yourself, um before going out, and even backing up to the collective message where it's talking about filling your cup up first to the point of overflow. I feel like that is something here that really needs to come into play. Also, have you been doing anything to help manifest this, like as far as setting intentions? um I would be curious to know that. You don't have to respond on that, but I would just be curious. The cards that I have coming up from a different deck are saying the witch's house. This is finding safety and home. And it doesn't even mean maybe a physical home, but to me, this calls back to for for your own self, looking into self-love to the point of treating yourself like a queen, treating yourself like a goddess. And you're going to just start attracting magnetically someone who's going to meet that vibration because they want to come to um I just see like this throne. It's like they want to come to your throne to worship you, to be a part of your life, to be a part of your glow and be in your circle in that way. Um so yeah, don't fret because it's a matter of resilience and let's see. Oh, and this is a beautiful card here. She sleeps with the stars. To me, this is, even dreaming that partner into being. Who would you want in your life? What qualities do they have? You know, I don't know if looks are important to you, but what would they look like? What would it feel like to be in a relationship with the right person or people so that you feel supported, so that you feel safe, so that you feel passion in a way that's healthy, it's grounded, and it's a sustainable fire that keeps you in flow and in your creativity and in your power. And I will, if Miss Colleen is ready, I will go ahead and send it on over to her.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, Shona. So the first thing they were showing me is, the energy vibration you come in with as a soul. And this is going to relate to like all aspects of your life, but love included, is that there's an energy here of kind of holding yourself back in some ways, sometimes, or having fears or insecurities, and also a need for kind of patience and perseverance and determination as you move towards different areas of your life, whether it be love and relationship or career life purpose. It's like you have to have this patience and this kind of methodical step by step. You know how some people seem like, oh, they have it all and it's all of a sudden and it comes in. And but you're a soul that chose to experience each step of the journey, each, and to pay attention to each detail that comes in, and to build something slowly. And when we think of that, we think, well, I don't want to build something slowly. I want the relationship, the love, the career, the money, the financial support. I want it, quickly. But the reason why a soul would choose this kind of patient, methodical kind of approach to life is because you want to build a solid foundation. So your soul comes in to, rather than like get something quickly, manifest something quickly, which could then topple down just as quickly. You want to take your time. You want to make sure that you're ready. You want to make sure that there's healing set in place. You want to have that sense of inner security and foundation where, again, there might be lessons in this lifetime for you of insecurity or fears. And so, part of you, yes, you want that love and relationship, but they also showed me this part of you that might fear a relationship coming in. Well, what would that mean to you? Or maybe you've had relationships in the past that didn't work out so well. And so now you've attached kind of this fear or, these stories to the potential of a new relationship coming in. So they're talking about needing to work through a lot of that first. And in fact, you're going to have a birthday coming up here before the end of this month, which is going to put you in a birthday year cycle of healing and of completion. And some of the completion energies of this new birthday cycle is completing, healing, releasing things from the home and family environment that you grew up in. In other words, those subconscious patterns that you experienced as a child that might be related in this case to love and relationship and having what it is that you desire. So we're going to do a lot of healing here. And it's also, again, as I talked about for the collective, it's a year of surrender and faith and trust. It is for you too, on a personal level. So your birthday energy cycle matches the energy of the collective. So that's actually kind of nice because it's not like you've got two different vibrations going on that you have to meld together. So this is all about you allowing and trusting in divine timing when it comes to relationship. And Mary said something, I try to listen to, what she says, but I'm also listening to your angels and guides as I prepare. And one of the cards I got for you that might be hard to see, but it's called Soul Radiance and it's Phoenix Rising. And she talked about the goddess energy within you.
Hmm.
And I feel like this particular birthday year for you is you coming into connection with this radiant aspect of yourself, this higher soul self, this phoenix rising within yourself and owning and taking your power back, even though that was a good deal of last year. I feel like that may continue for you into this year. So before the relationship can come, that is happening for you. And they're saying you've already started the process, but it's kind of like, as we all do when we're healing or releasing something, we kind of vacillate back and forth. We're in it, we're out of it, we are trying to heal through it, and then we get upset because, things are happening the way they're happening and our ego gets in the way or whatnot. So they're saying that for relationship, you're looking for, I got the vibration card. You're looking for a vibrational match because of the healing that you're doing, the changing that you've already done and that you will continue to do. You're now looking for a different kind of person than maybe you've had in the past. You're looking for this person of a higher vibration, a spiritual vibration, somebody that matches your vibration. And they said that during this, let me ask a question because they were showing me winter time, but I want to make sure it's this winter and not next. So let me ask this question. This winter, yes, next. Okay. So this winter time that we're in, there's going to be again this rebirth, just like again, going back to that soul radiance, Phoenix rising card. There's a rebirth that's happening for you. So I feel like you need to go through that first before the relationship can come in. They did show me that there might be a need to kind of journal what it is that you're looking for in a relationship or a partner. Make a vision board or at least make a list and make the list positive. These are the qualities that I desire. Don't use the word don't, can't, won't, anything that has a negative to it. You want to keep it all positive. Um, like for me, because I have a background with my home and family of origin with addiction with my father, I don't want to put on my list someone who's not addicted to a substance, right? I want to put someone who's healthy, balanced, and whole physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. That would be a nice, positive way to say what it is that you're looking for in a person. So, with that being said, let me see if I can tune in to it when the potential, if there's potential in this year, they're saying yes. Um, they're saying potential in the summertime. So, summer nine, let me think.
I keep seeing a lot of golden energy around you at that time, almost like August, September or some
Yeah.
even in the fall, because I
Yeah,
see like this time where you're ripening, where you're growing through this healing process, and you have ascended to that throne that I saw.
yeah.
And that's whenever it's like, boom, it starts coming in.
I think it's like September, October, November. That's
Hmm.
that's like where I'm kind of going to. Would you agree, Mary?
Yeah, I think that August and September is kind of whenever you're reaching this peak because, just like in that rebirth that she's talking about, you go all the way to ashes and then you're reborn and you start fresh, new. You're kind of in that space where you're hitting the dawn of that, the very beginning of that. So you have to grow and feed yourself, nourish yourself, and reach that ripening stage so that you are on that throne and you have the full embodiment of that goddess energy within yourself. And that's whenever it starts hitting. And even if you look at the cycle of the year, fall is the time of harvest.
Yeah.
That's whenever you're harvesting all of these manifestations that you've put into play at this time of the year. So definitely feel like, late summer or early fall, but don't take that as like, oh, damn, I've got to wait that long. No, say, this is my opportunity to feed myself and become the very best version of myself so that that's what I'm attracting whenever I reach that point.
Yes, that goddess energy, that phoenix rising energy. I even pulled a card for you that says fire and passion, which to me
Mm-hmm.
relates to the summertime, like maybe August, seems like 'cause August is Leo, right? Leo is fire. So
Shine
it's
the
it's
light.
about finding that passion and energy and vitality and empowerment within yourself. And I think, like Mary said, by August, it could be earlier, but by August, I feel like you've found that again. You find that within yourself. And then you're ready to, I put the card away already, but that vibrational match card, then you're able to, bring in somebody that's going to match that higher vibration that you've created and bring in somebody that is also of that higher vibration that you want. Okay. I hope that helps, Shona.
Yes, thank you.
You're
Thank
so
you.
very welcome. You're welcome. All right. So I guess it's my turn to choose here. Where am I going? Nobody's saying, pick me, pick me. No, it's okay. Um, I'm gonna go. Actually, right up my eyes are going to, is it Joanne? Joanne. So, Joanne, if you want to
Hi.
unmute yourself and tell me your
Hello.
date of birth,
February 9th, 1970.
February 9th, 1970. And do you have a specific question or concern, or just whatever your angels and guides want to share?
I think it's a concern, and it's more of my kids and finding their path, I guess.
Helping your kids find your path?
Their path. They're struggling with work and such.
Okay, can I just ask how old your kids are?
One is, oh God, this is terrible. Um, 25 and 26. 26.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can you tell me the first name of the 25-year-old so we can tune in correctly?
I apologize. She's 24 and it's Paige McAlpine. Did you want her name or
No, I
birthday?
just want to
Okay.
make sure that we like when Mary's got children as well, so I'm sure she's already tuning in, but this way we can say Paige, blah 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 blah, or whatever. And your 26-year-old first name?
Alexandria.
Alexandria. Okay, so I am going to let Mary go first.
So I'm immediately being drawn to guidance specifically for you in this situation, and then to finish up with maybe some guidance for your children. So give me just a moment while I get this, because I have several that want to come out and talk. Wow. Okay. And then we'll draw for the children in just a
I
moment.
will say while Mary's doing that, I'll just kind of interject a little bit something for you, Joanne. The energy vibration you come in with as a soul, and this can be referenced as far as how you can help your children, But the energy you come in with as a soul is matching what energy vibration you're going to go into on your birthday in early February. So I feel like this next year is a very important year for you, or how you extend your energy to other people around you, like your children. And this is kind of like, it's all kind of like about this difference or balance between independence, standing on one's own 2 feet versus how can I be of service and how can I help and what can I do for? So it's like this balance, as I'm sure you're aware of being a mother, right? And they are young adults now. So it's like, they're trying to find their footing, their grounding, and they want to be independent, but yet you're trying to balance allowing that part of them to find their own way and stand on their own 2 feet and be independent, which is a part of the energy you come in with that energy of, again, like you don't have to do it all alone. I'm here. There's other people here that can help you. You have a community, and how can how can I help you, assist you, and be of service to you? And so I feel like this next year, I almost get this image of the little baby birds flapping their wings and getting ready to leave the nest. And I know they're already adults and they've left the nest, but it feels like this next year is important that, for this balance of helping or allowing them to do their own thing and figure this out. It's like this fine balance, but eventually they're going to, like, as the baby birds like flapping, in my mind, they're going to be able to like fully like, not that you're not ever going to help them again, but that they're going to be able to leave the nest and like do their own thing and fly. So that's what I wanted to kind of start out with while Mary was getting ready there. Go ahead, Mary.
You know, Colleen, I'm just sitting here nodding and laughing almost the whole time because the cards I drew mimic very similarly things that you've just said. Because
Okay.
the very, very first card that came out was balance. And like I said, the first cards that I was drawing are actually in relation to you. And two cards came out with this, a ripening of yourself and balance in that. So it's almost like as you have grown and as you have matured and as you have learned to shine your light and will continue to do so due to the collective energies of this year, staying in balance and staying grounded establishes a solid home foundation for them so that they have the root system to stand up and do what's needed to be done. Sorry, my words. um but to me here, it's stay balanced and know that being in your own energy and in your own power and walking your own path is going to inspire them. It's what's going to help them grow. As mothers, and I have three little children, and I have, so I understand. My oldest one is 5. And so I know that I'll speak from my experience. We see them go through their cycles, through their learning, and we want to step in and help them in any way we can because it's tough to see them struggle. It's tough to see them, you know, hit the walls that they do as they're learning and growing and learning how to use their side as well. Um, but this to me is telling me staying in your own power and trying not to do things so much for them or break down walls for them, is going to help them be stronger. And it's going to solidify, this is fourth house, home. It's going to solidify their own root system, seeing mom stay in her power that way, because that's how we want to help other beings grow as well. We don't want to promote where it's like, hey, I need you to continue leaning on me. I'm not using the right words in that vein. Um, we want them to be able to lean on us, but not to the point where they can't trust in their own root systems, because you've developed a beautiful root system for them and they're using their sight and watching you as the moon of their life grow. There is a ferocity here, though. It seems like there may have been some challenges regarding this, and I'm saying this from the sense of maybe there have been times where you really had to defend them, or had to go up to bat for them. And this is saying, that was good. That helps break through some things. But right here, let's take this to the next level. Right up here, to me, this looks like the phoenix. I think that through this next year, you're going to go through kind of this phoenix rising piece yourself, and staying in your power and honoring your own path in that way is going to help them in so many ways. The last cards that I drew were specifically for them, and the first card was space. Give them space to make mistakes. And that is like, as a mom, that's hard, especially whenever a lot of times you can see so many steps ahead because you've been on the road for a while, right? And you're like, hey, if you do this or if you do this, but allow them the space to make their mistakes and allow them the space to feel that freedom. The next card was wisdom. There's so much wisdom that you will gain by allowing them to do that, and so much that they will gain getting to do that themselves. The last two cards were miracle and inspiration. And these are two gorgeous cards. As this starts happening, miracles will happen. I believe that what they're looking for and what you're desiring for them will come to pass. I think that it will happen for them, and it could very well happen this year. And whenever it does happen in the divine way that it's going to happen, it's going to inspire every one of you. But to me, I see there's a definite need for everybody to be working off of their own rootstock. And what do I mean by that? I mean that in their own power and learning to be strong within themselves, so that whenever you have this home connection, everybody is coming together as sovereign beings, where you can have that true sovereign interdependence. You don't have codependence where it's like, I can't do this without you. No, I can still live my life and make my own sovereign decisions, but we can come together and create a community of incredible power and showing love and support and a beautiful home that way.
Were you done, Mary?
Yes, sorry, I got a little winded there. There was a lot coming through for that. I hope that helped, Joanne.
Okay.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
So, Joanne, I should have asked, I just want to know like their sun sign. So, Paige, Alexandra, just the month and day of birth, or if you know what their sun sign is, if you could tell me what that is. What's Paige?
Um, Leo, August 10th.
Okay, August 10th, Leo. And then for Alexandra,
Pisces, February 25th.
February 25th, Pisces.
Well,
Okay.
Pisces is
So
going to
they
go
were,
up level, so.
what's that? What's that, Mary?
I was saying Pisces is going to go through an up leveling this year.
Yes, it definitely is. And the first thing they were showing me was that I feel like they have in some ways very different energies. Would that be accurate? Okay. Because that was the first thing they showed me. And they were talking about how, I was asking how can she help Paige? How can Joanne help Paige? And then how can Joanne help Alexandra? And it felt like for Paige, it felt like she needed to come more into like this balanced, divine, I'm going to call it yang power, yang, yang, masculine energy or whatnot. I mean, she is a Leo, and that is a masculine sign, but it was something about coming into like more of a gentle, divine masculine energy, if that makes any sense. And it felt like, and I don't know if she's already going through something or if it's coming up that she's going to be in this year going through something that feels kind of challenging and really redirecting of her life and path. But I feel like she needs to be like, how can you help her? Help her by letting her know to take time for herself, to take some downtime, to do some like breathing, self-reflection, like whatever. It just felt like this challenge or something where she's feeling overwhelmed or something, and she needs to take time to just be by herself with herself, or go on a mini vacation. I know that sounds a little kind of weird or not kind of related to the spiritual depth of what it seems like she's going to be going through. But it was almost like she's getting in her own way. Like the masculine Leo energy is getting in her own way, because remember how I talked about the collective, surrender, faith, trust, go with the flow. This is a year that we need to embody those energies. But Leo is like fire, passion, take action, make it happen. I feel like she needs to hold on to the masculine energy, but she needs to gentle it a little bit so that she's surrendering a little bit more to magic and miracles and synchronicities and things like that coming in. So she needs to almost connect with, her spiritual higher soul self, or the spiritual connection of, you know what? Ask your angels and guides for help, and then kind of surrender and have faith that the answer is going to come in. I feel like she needs that sort of guidance, with whatever is either happening right now or what's going to be happening for her. With Alexandra, like Mary said, if she's a Pisces, one thing I didn't mention at the beginning is we have a karmic shift of energies for the next 18 months that just as of yesterday came into play. And it does involve the sign of Pisces, where there's going to be a lot of changes for Pisces in the opposite sign of Virgo this year. Doesn't mean that everybody's not going to be going through those changes, but especially Pisces and Virgo people, there's going to be a highlight, just like in the last 18 months, which ended yesterday or so. The last 18 months was all about the Aries and Libra polarity. Aries is the self and Libra is about partnerships, relationships, which is why in the last year and a half, so many relationship karma stuff came up for us. Now it's going to be more of the Pisces Virgo, which is about physical health, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health. Um, Organizing a plan or making a strategy and balancing that with trusting, surrender, faith, and going with the flow, right? Virgo wants to be very detailed and make a plan and have everything in their mind about what's happening. Pisces says, you know what? Just let it go. Just trust and have faith. It's all going to unfold exactly when it's supposed to and exactly how it's supposed to. And so there's a balancing of those energies out. And for Alexandra, even though she's a Pisces, I feel like she has a strength about her, a strong
Mm.
energy about her, almost like take charge leadership, even though Pisces is not that. And she had a lot of like connection to archangels was coming in, which is a Pisces thing. So I don't know if she is connected spiritually, intuitively, psychically in that way, or if they're guiding her to involve her angels and guides a little bit more in assistance. Like if she needs assistance in some way, call on your spiritual support team. And it felt like it was a really kind of gentle energy, a real healing energy that was coming in. They also said that for you to assist her, help her in kind of like making connections with other people, or like, suggest, finding groups of like-minded people, friends that align with your values, connecting to going to classes, lectures, groups, events, either online or in person, where you're connecting with other people. I feel like people is going to be important for her.
Mm-hmm.
In some way coming up. And not only in her own healing process with whatever's happening in the next year for her, but also they're going to help in a way of assisting her with like new beginnings. And I don't mean it's more like new beginnings, like career, job, financial security, things that are tangible. So I feel like making these connections with other people will lead to, a moment that's going to help her to manifest something on a physical material level for herself. So I hope some of that helped.
Um,
Yes.
Colleen, I want to add one more thing, and this is something they kept hammering me with as soon as I stopped talking earlier. Um, whenever it feels like when it feels like they need to lean in on you, put on a coach hat and empower them to make decisions and tell them to trust their intuition.
Hmm.
Pisces is going to be on this year. Pisces is going to be on point this year, especially if they're doing the work. And trusting that intuition, even if it's just some crazy seeming idea, helping her to make the connections that she needs to help that crazy idea come into reality is going to be powerful for your relationship, for her, and just kind of put on the coach hat. Mom hat is good and it's there for those times that it's needed, but when they come to you and they're like, listen, for some reason this is just not working out, or I need growth in this area. And they have just this real frank, raw conversation with you, perhaps. Put on a coaching hat and empower them, ask questions that get them thinking in a way that helps them unlock the answers for themselves, because that's going to empower them. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. And the last thing that popped into my head was I feel like Paige doubts herself a little bit more. Like,
A
I feel
little
like
bit.
yeah. So she like talks like she ruminates on things or talks herself out of things sometimes and maybe is a little self-critical or self-judgmental with herself. And so I feel like because all of us on a collective level are learning to tap into our spiritualness a little bit more, she would do well to develop trusting her intuition, however that can be.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 That was helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right,
And it
Mary.
hit the nail.
Yeah, it hits the nail. Good, good, good. Mary, I
Yes.
think we have time for one more quick person here. You want to choose?
Sure. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. How about let's go with Jasmine? Your northern lights keep calling me back to you.
Did you
Yeah.
say who? Jasmine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't see Jasmine off the top of my head because there's too many people here. But Jasmine, can you unmute yourself and give me your date of birth?
Yes, my date of birth is December 7th. I'm a Sagittarius, moon and sun, and then Capricorn rising.
And what year were you born?
1999.
Okay. And do you have a specific question or concern, or just whatever your angels and guides have to say?
Um, I just want to know what my guides have to say about stuff that I already, or what they have to say that I already don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes they come through with things you do know on some level for confirmation. So we'll try our best to come up
You're
with things that
good.
you don't know. Go ahead,
Sounds
Mary.
I would say that, I've found that not many readings that I've received over the years have just been validation, because a lot of times you get the guidance and it's just something that came through as a thought in your mind. And then a
Mhm.
reader pulls it and you're like, well, I already knew that. But that's what these readings are for. It's not to I mean, sometimes it gives you things that you don't know, but a lot of times it just validates what they've already been giving you. And it's that validation that spirit is guiding you on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't always require going into deep meditation and receiving some grand vision or grand guidance. They're always whispering in our ears. They're always sending us little synchronicities. It's a matter of being open and aware to see those things. um so we'll see if we can find something in the unknown, though.
okay.
And one more, they said.
One thing I'll interject really quick is I think
Mm.
that in about 9 months, they just came up with the number nine, 9 months. I feel like you're going to go through a big shift of some sort. So I'll just start
Okay.
with that and I'll let Mary kind of continue there.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, you got beautiful cards, and I'm seeing a lot in each of these cards. I'm seeing a lot of blues and greens, and white. I don't know if any of the. It's funny. Your background has even got those colors. I was not even paying attention to that when I said that. Um, but I don't know if those colors are really even super significant to you or what. But looking at the chakras, green is the heart chakra. Throat chakra with the blue, and white light going all the way through to me. But it may be that this year your heart and throat chakra are really highlighted. That could even mean that you're connecting more with your guides and perhaps channeling, because when
Mhm.
you channel, that does come through the crown, hit your heart, and then it is shared through your hands, voice, however that looks. So
Yeah.
you may find that you have a culmination point this year. And I'm seeing a lot of cards here, talking about stability, talking about love, talking about enjoying, the cream of the crop of life. I mean, this looks like it's going to be a beautiful time for you. I'll go ahead and get into the cards. You're very connected with the divine. Our first card is Meadowsweet. And
Mhm.
right here I see the green man here in honey and oak leaves. To me, I think you mentioned in the chat you got engaged. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. In
Okay,
December.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this could be part of this divine commitment, this divine partner that has come into your life. You've made this commitment. So
Mhm.
that could be, part of this culmination point. I don't know if y'all are planning to get married this year, but this to me is celebration. Look at these little bees. They are celebrating the meadowsweet's full bloom, this beautiful herb. And meadowsweet has a very sweet flavor. It's an herb that they say is of the gods. It feeds the spirit. The next cards that I pulled were from the Divine Animals Oracle deck, and I saw stability and reliability here. This is something that you can go to the bank on. You can build a solid foundation with. And I don't remember which placement you said Capricorn was for you. If it was no, it wasn't your moon, it was your rising, right?
Mhm.
Mm. So interesting. I have a few cap risings in my life. But this is showing like a lot of knowing that I see a lot of self-empowerment through this, something you're really building um, for yourself this year, perhaps through this marriage, but this feels like it's on a much broader scale. Like this commitment that you have with that person just feels like it's the product of the work that you've been doing on yourself.
Mhm.
And so this year it's like you're really coming to this completion point. Um, even to the point of fruition where you have connection with your guides, with source, with who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. And through that, you're also gaining peace. There's no fighting anymore. No fighting for, you know, what's coming forth is like resources, identity, all of those challenges that really felt held you back in the past. You're choosing the path of peace now, and through that, you're building your foundation, which is beautiful. I mean, that to me is a great way to build a foundation is on peace. But this is also the gift that you're giving to the world is holding that vibration. Because let's be real, in the world that's kind of a rarity right now. And so that vibration is so powerful. Putting your vibration out into the collective, just even if it's as simple as just spending time in meditation every day and just saying, I'm shining my light of peace here now so that it can go out to all those who are suffering,
Yeah.
so it can go out to all those who are being challenged at this time would be
Yeah.
really powerful. And it would also come back to you in a powerful way. Again, we have culmination here, and you are rising to your own throne here. And to me, I see this more as your throne, your magic. You're really learning what your magic is in this world and what its purpose is in this world. There's not going to be any question of what's my path? What am I doing? Da, 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 da. You will have this instant connection. You're going to know this is my purpose. This is what I'm doing. And I know that it's working. And then through that, you will be gaining wisdom. This is now to the point where you have refined yourself to the point of mastery. And that point of mastery is when you can start documenting things. That's something that's coming through with this card is document, whether it be journaling, whether it be writing. Um, Something about sharing your knowledge. I don't know if you write books. I don't know if you write poetry.
That is so
Writing for some
creepy.
reason keeps
That is so creepy you said that because I started an online site for blogging, which is just like manifesting intentions, which gemstones to use, how to do self-care with magic. So, yeah.
There you go. There you go. So all of this is to that point of mastery where it's time to start sharing your wisdom. And
Okay.
you're going to, and it cycles back to this card when doing that because you're now going to be hooking up to so many different connections and feeds that are going to keep your cup filled. It's not something where you are sitting there, have to do so much of your own due diligence to make sure your cup is filled first. You have boundaries you've got to set and all these things. No, now is the point where, there is honey being produced from the little bees. All these little bees are coming to your flower so that to celebrate you and to share in your glow, be from sharing your wisdom and from shining your light in an authentic way. What a beautiful reading. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Jasmine. Well, you already know that you're a light worker, so I'm not telling you anything new. You come in with a very powerful energy of expansion and empowerment and service to the world, to humanity in some way, shape, or form. You have just had a birthday, December of the last year. So you just went into a new cycle, and these next 2 years for you are going to be very important as far as endings, completion of a cycle, and then new beginnings and planting new seeds and intention. And I so strongly got that you are, I don't know if you work with angels, archangels, but so many archangels were like flooding in to come and assist you. And I feel like you are a channel. I don't know, like Mary mentioned book poetry and you said like yes, or I'm trying to like listen to them and listen to her and listen to you. And
Hmm.
but I know there was something there about writing, but I feel like you are a channel. A sacred kind of vessel is how they put it, of divine information, wisdom, knowledge from other lifetimes. Like you have a lot of information to share, and whether that be through poetry, through music, through a book, through doing classes, through YouTube channel, or whatever it needs to be. I feel like that's, you're going to be expanding more and more and more into that. Um, they talked about a lot of change, transformation, and transitions that you're going to be going through again this year and next year is the 2 year cycle where that's happening. They said you also have healing ability, and I don't know if that's healing through your words or if that's healing like hands-on, but it's like you've got it all covered. You're the intuitive, you're the healer, you're the channeler. You do all of these things. And I feel like it's definitely a part of your career path, life path, destiny path. And they were showing that, like, I got the shaman card for you. And it felt like, and it says ancient healing and wisdom. So that's part of what you have within you is this ancient healing and wisdom. But also this shaman guide comes in, and there's something like, it's almost like how a volcano kind of percolates and bubbles beneath the surface before it kind of like explodes its lava, and has
Yeah.
an eruption. It's like there's that going on for you. I don't know if you feel that energy or feel something that's happening or building. I don't think it's going to like happen tomorrow or all at once, but again, it's within this, I feel like within this year or year and a half to 2 year time period where there's so much potential within you. And this shaman guide, your ancestor guide, is coming in to assist with it kind of being expressed out like it, and I asked them what is the expression out of this energy about, and they went back to channeling or information or teaching or again this sharing of wisdom and knowledge in this kind of fiery passionate spiritual way, that was going to be coming in for you. Does any of that make sense?
All of it really, really resonates. Yes, makes full sense. And especially that when you described the volcano experience, that's how I have been feeling for the last, I don't know, week and a half of just like this intense pressure that keeps building and building and building. And I'm meditating and it releases for a bit and then it's back to build and build. And I'm just like, what is this? What are you trying to tell me? I don't know. But
I
clarity
I'm glad
helps.
you gave us the sun, moon, and ascendant. I'd love to see like your chart, if you feel so guided at some point to get a reading. I feel like that might be able to like give you some timing too
Yeah.
to pay attention to.
Okay.
But do you work with archangels or angels?
I do work with archangels. I mainly work with what is it, Gabriel and Uriel? Yeah.
Yes, those would be two that I can see working with you. But I will also say that Archangel Zadkiel came in. And
Ooh.
Archangel Zadkiel, I don't know if you know about the Ascended Master Saint Germain, which uses that violet flame of light to transmute lower vibrational energies.
Yeah.
Archangel Zadkiel is the archangel that presented that violet flame to Saint Germain. So he also works with this violet flame of transformation or transmutation sort of energy. And for whatever reason, he came in. And whether it's him specifically or that violet kind of amethyst purple color or an amethyst crystal or the crown chakra, which is that color, but well, that makes sense because you're channeling. Um,
Mhm.
but he definitely came in along with some others.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I know we went just a little bit over. And thank you for participating, even if you didn't get called. Remember that this will be uploaded on YouTube, and all of my meetup events, along with the next Cards and Coffee, is listed on my page, Sacred Soul Empowerment. Same name as my website. Sending you all lots of love and light for a great rest of your weekend and a wonderful start to your new year 2025. Mary, do you want to say goodbyes?
Bye. Thank you guys very, very much. This was great.
Thank you, everybody.